everyone. We're just proceeding with our program while everybody else comes in. And of course, our first session focuses on research and innovation cooperation. And our speaker, and hopefully it works, is Dr. Daniel Menkaka, innovation specialist from the Circular.
Thank you to all of you. I'm here at the Circular Lab, the Innovation Center of Ecoembes. Next slide, you will see Ecoembes is the company that manages all the packaging waste in Spain, the light packaging waste. So we are managing the paper and cardboard packaging and the light packaging, all the rest of packaging, but not the glass bottles. Okay, so how we do that? So in Spain, there are more than 12,000 companies that put packaging into the market. Okay, so we collect from them the green dot fee, and we pay to the 8,000 city councils in Spain to provide to the citizen a separate waste collection in their cities. So we are putting a blue container for the package for the cardboard and paper packaging, and a yellow container for the rest of packaging, where we collect there plastic bottles, cans, Tetra Paks, and films and bags, and all the rest of the packaging. So this is how it works with all the 47 million citizens in Spain. They help us to separate the packaging, and we send all those packaging to 97 sorting plants, industrial sorting plants that we have in Spain. And once separated all the materials, we send to the recycling plant. So this is the loop, how we close the loop with all the companies. Also, these materials are selling to the producer to create like new packaging. And in Ecoembes, like 5 years ago, next slide, we have created the Circular Lab, that is our innovation center. Next slide. In this center, we put together all the innovation with the companies, the startups, with the universities, students, and youth talent. And we are creating different innovation projects. We will show you today 2 of them. And here we put together all the ecosystem. We are based in La Rioja, so we can say that the lab, the center, is a real scale laboratory, because we use all the region to test all our projects. So we have a complete region in Spain, in the north of Spain, to test all the innovation regarding the waste collection and the waste treatment in the sorting plants. In the next slide, you will see some of the figures of our innovation center. Okay, no, this one is the 4 lines. We are working in these 4 aspects. The last one is transversal, so we are working in 3 aspects. One is the eco-design of the packaging. We are creating more sustainable packaging. We are not only talking about eco-design itself of the packaging, that we are working too hard on it. Also, we are talking about new materials, and also we are talking about second life projects, how to do with those packaging to create a new life for these materials. The second line is the smart waste. So we are working with the collection and the treatment of the waste in our plant through artificial intelligence and IoT. We will see another project example that we are working now with Cedeti right now. And the last line is the citizen science. So we are working with the citizens. We are knowing how to create projects for a better recycling at their homes. We are providing them more information and also some incentives. So we are working with the citizens in all this process of recycling. And the last line, that is a transversal line, is the entrepreneurship. So we are working with companies and startups that they are helping us with their technologies to doing projects in all this line that we are talking about: eco-design, smart waste, and citizen science. Okay, now yes, the next slide is some figures about the 5 years of this circular lab that in May we just turned 5 years. So we have made more than 150 innovation projects with more than 2,000 partners. Okay, so now I will show you just 2 examples of these projects. There are 2 collaboration projects. The next one is one Horizon 2020 project that we are working with an Asian company in Malaysia. So the project is called Bioplastic Europe. Okay, the coordination is done by the University of Hamburg. It's a 4-year project, and we are working in all the aspects of the bioplastics. As you know, bioplastics are the ones that are bio-based, are also the ones that are biodegradable. So we are working in this project for those that are both, that are bio-based and biodegradable. So we are helping all the institutions for a better treatment of these bioplastic Europe bioplastic materials. We are creating a lot of new material based on not only packaging, also toys, agricultural match films, cutlery, and a lot of many other solutions for these bioplastics. Okay, and we wanted just to share with you the participation of the Malaysian company. They are helping us sharing the industrial experience in the region of South Asia. Also, they are bringing a different perspective from an industrial player's point of view for all this Asian region. And also they are sharing experiential stakeholders interview, literature collection, and they are helping us to the development of the integrated systems that can increase the efficiency of the plastic waste collection, recycling, and also minimizing the littering. So this is a really huge project, as you can see there. It's a 4.5 million of euros with 22 partners of 13 countries. And we are just in the middle of the project that started in 2019. Next slide. Yeah, this is another example of other project that we are working here at the Circular Lab. And this is the project is called Separa. That is one of the projects that we are doing with CEDETI in Spain, and is part of the missions program of CEDETI. This project is inside the mission 4, that the mission 4 of CEDETI is the boost Spanish industry in the industrial revolution of the 21st century. And as you can see there, we are working with a lot of technologies for the digital transformation of our sorting plants. We have more than 90 sorting plants in Spain, and we are creating the sorting plant of the future using many technologies as big data, deep learning, industrial IoT, augmented reality, optical separation, with robotics, remote sensing, spectroscopy, and also artificial vision. So we are working in the sorting plant in the research and innovation aspects, and we are developing the new plant, the sorting plant of the future, that thanks to the technology, we are improving all the management of the waste, selecting with different sensor cameras and a lot of data and data analysis, and also robotics to separate all the waste on our plants. So this is another example of projects with the help of the CDTI. Okay, next slide. Yes, the last slide is just how we can collaborate with the Asian companies. So as you can see, we work with different companies, universities, startups and entrepreneurs, also young students, and we have different programs in our Circular Lab Center. So you can join us. We have the Go Circular program. We have a radar of circular economy startups. You can join us there. We can work in different programs, in projects like the Horizon Europe or CDTI together. So this is an example of how we work. We have also challenge. We launch challenge from our center, and the companies, they can take it and help us to solve those challenges. We have also funds to solve those challenges. So we have different initiatives. So the center is open to all the companies, in all the world. So we are happy to join you in our center. So the center is open to everyone, and you can join us here if you want to do innovation regarding circular economy and all those lines that I have speak before: smart waste, eco design, and citizen science regarding all the circular life and the waste treatment. Okay, thank you very much. Next one.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Impressive work you're doing at the Circular Lab. Just a minute to convey the apologies of Director General CDTI, as he could not get properly connected to the stage and share his inputs. And he's told me to share the same, but I'll do it at...
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Adrian, for your kind introduction. Thanks also to the CDTI and the organizers for inviting me to take part in this event, in this webinar. It's, of course, it's my pleasure to have the opportunity to share the green initiatives of CARTIF, mainly linked to the Urban Green Up project and the connection with the EURASES and ASEAN Association. Okay. First of all, let me introduce briefly CARTIF. CARTIF is a technology center. It is located in Valladolid, in Spain, and our mission, among others, is to generate technological knowledge and innovative ideas for companies in order to improve competitiveness. We are a foundation, specifically a private non-profit organization, and focus on the innovation. CARTIF currently is formed up by 175 research, approximately, mainly engineers, scientists, and senior researchers. CARTIF is organized in three main technological divisions. The first is Agri-Food and Processes, in which division it is located in natural resources and climate area. The second division is the Industrial and Digital Services, and the third division is the Energy division. Each of these divisions are composed by different areas, and specifically the Agri-Foods and Processes contains 4 knowledge areas: natural resources and climate area, circular economy, and biotechnology, and finally the food area. Okay. Yes, regarding the business model of the center, it is based on the development of research and development projects for companies, mainly offering personalized technological services and technological consulting. The second pillar is development of R&D projects financed through the public funds obtained in competitive calls and a national and international level. And finally, the third pillar is based on the collaboration with administration, mainly city councils and regional governments. Well, regarding the financing model of the center, it is based on international, national and regional programs contract with companies and tenders. I would like to highlight that regarding the international activities, CARTIF is participating in 70 ongoing international projects, including 54 projects from Horizon 2020 program, 11 of them coordinated. We also have 8 live projects ongoing, 5 of them coordinated. And finally, we are working in 6 Interreg projects with including Sudoy and POCTEP project. And finally, we are participating also in 2 CITED networks. Well, regarding the Asian countries and their entities, we have contact directly with Singapore and Vietnam, in both cases in the context of the Horizon 2020 project, Urban Greener project. So I would like to comment on this project. Firstly, delivering some figures about it. The project belongs to the program Horizon 2020 program, specifically related to the topic about demonstrating innovative natural solutions. The project started the 1st of June in 2017, and it is foreseen to finish. It is foreseen that it finish in the 1st of May of 2022. Maybe we will need to request an extension of the project to the coronavirus impact. The project has an eligible cost around 15 million euros with an European European contribution around capacity. With an European Commission contribution around 14 million euros. The consortium has 55 partners, including municipalities, entities, technology center, universities, large industries, SMEs, non-profit organizations, and public body. And we have 9 nationalities working in the project. In this slide, the main objective of the project is to demonstrate an innovative methodology to renaturing cities. The concept, including the concept of renaturing urban plan, RUP, through natural resolution intervention, considering new technology. Well, the forcing impact of the project is to generate a new global market around natural resolution, generating new economic opportunities, products, local green jobs, which is forcing to create more than 500 direct jobs. We want to increase awareness on the benefits of renaturing cities. We want to enhance stakeholders and citizen participation, including, of course, processes related to co-design, co-develop, co-implementation. In this slide, we can see the worldwide dimension of the project. The project has 3 front-runner cities as demonstrated places. We are going to implement more than 100 nature solutions among Liverpool, Valladolid, and Izmir. The project also has 5 follower cities, 3 new European follower cities. Okay. Asian entities in our project, as I mentioned before, are related to Vietnam. The social, specifically with Queen Anne City as follower cities, and they are specifically working in the knowledge exchange and lessons learned, and sharing lessons learned in our project. And also we have as a technical partner, we have also in the consortium the SPAIN-IT University. It's also located in Vietnam. Specifically regarding to the Queen Anne cities, for our cities, they are working in the review of the characterization of front-runner cities and follower cities by areas with the Queen Anne team. They are also identifying the specific cities' climate, water management, and regeneration and nature challenges. They are screening the list of nature-based solutions applicable from the nature-based solutions catalog developed in the project from the front-runner cities. They have identified specific nature-based solutions to mitigate the challenge that are suitable for current city condition. They are analyzing all the selected nature-based solutions for its relevancy and its most suitable financial mechanisms. They are using financial instruments for the implementation of nature-based solutions, public and private instruments. Of course, they are participating. They are generating co-creation processes and specific. Okay. The city also has developed the mapping. The city has also developed the mapping of nature solutions, and in the city taking into account climate, water management, and urban-related challenges. They have separated the area of to work in the project in 3 zones: the new urban areas with water management challenges, city center zone with nature challenge, and finally the flood affected district with flood management challenge. And finally, they are developing further analysis for the selected nature-based solutions in order to be included in the Rotary Urban Plan mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. In this slide, in this slide we can see the Queen Anne City. We can see how Queen Anne City has worked allocating specific nature-based solutions to each area selected based on their environmental needs. For instance, they have selected good pavement, electric well, suitable units, and floodable park as nature-based solutions developed in the Urban Greener project and to be implemented in Queen Anne. Regarding the RMIT University, they work in the project. Is focused on the application and clustering activities, specifically in the characterization of farm runners and follower cities by areas. They are also developing. They are working on the development of a model for application potential. They are analyzing the application potential in the follower cities. They participate in the development of an implementation and applicability plan. And finally, they are also generating or working in the coaching and mentoring action. Currently, they are directly involved in the development of the task force from the European Commission, specifically in the biodiversity work stream, in where they have a very active role regarding biodiversity. And regarding our relation with Singapore, it was specifically last year through a webinar related to vertical green infrastructure. They are a reference in this sector, and the knowledge shared in the webinar was really useful to make easier the understanding about the functionality of this structure. I would like to commend the possibilities to continue working in the ASEAN framework. So, as strategic working line, we are going to continue working with biourban needs or internalization of cities, biourban needs. We we are going to continue working in the air quality improvement, water management synthesis using natural wastewater treatment, or natural solutions against mainly floods. Yeah. Green and blue infrastructure, sustainable management, and as directed actions to work, to collaborate with Asian entities or countries. I think that we can develop staff exchange. We can develop staff exchange programs, sharing knowledge, collaborative projects, Horizon Euro bilateral programs, and of course we can develop direct collaboration through strategic projects. And that's all from me, sir. Thank you very much.
Let's move to the next speaker, Econatur, Mr. Jose Ramon and Ms. Lucia Polo, both representatives of Econatur. Please take the stage. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. You can hear me, no?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, I will share our presentation. Well, first of all, thank you everyone for inviting, and thank you CDTI in particular for inviting us and all the organizers and the participants that are here today. Well, I will start introducing our company, Econatur, okay, and then my colleague Jose Ramon will continue with the innovation part. Well, what is Econatur? We are a biotechnology company that promotes an eco-sustainable agriculture model of high added value for the farmer. Our main activity is to develop and produce natural inputs for agriculture, okay? And well, the company was created in 1999. We have more than 20 years of experience, and our vision is to protect people's health through agriculture and nutrition. Our activity is based on 3 goals, which the first one is sustainability. Our focus is to produce more with less resources, okay? Also plant wellness, zero residue solutions, and our activity works as with a circular economy model. And here I would like to give you an example and highlight that, for example, we reuse in our processes and products other vegetable derivatives or vegetable byproducts from other activities, okay? Our second goal is health. Based on natural chemistry and biotechnology. And well, at the end, what we want to do is that the farmer can harvest better foods. And the third goal is productivity. Here we manage all the activity with a global solution. That means that we are not only focused on the crop or on the farmer. We also think in the end consumer. We think on, as I said before, reuse of plant derivatives. We think about better foods in terms of tastier foods, but also more nutritive foods. And well, let's say that our motto is good for plants, good for people, and good for planet. As I said before, our main activity is to produce and develop inputs for natural inputs for the agriculture, and at the end, solutions. We develop biostimulants that are based on plant wellness. That means that we think that stronger plants will give us healthier plants, and at the end, more productive plants. Also, we develop biocontrol solutions for such as pest and disease products, but always natural, zero residue. And also, we have developed, using biotechnology, a more efficient fertilization that we call advanced nutrition. All this is combined with our tests in laboratory, also in our experimental farm. We have a complete team of specialists in different areas, and also in agronomy, of course, that help us to implement all this. And well, Aquaculture is located in the south of Spain, in Cordoba. And let's say that Spain is a strategic center for the agriculture in Europe, but also in the world. So I think it's good because we can also share experiences with other areas in the world. And well, and I think we can find some synergies here. And just to give you some figures, we are in more than 20 countries. We have developed 7 patents. We have more than 150 products. And from these products, we have, for example, 40 organic certifications, European organic certifications, and 30 organic certifications of the USDA. Going to innovation, Aquaculture develops its innovation through a company called Biopharma Research, which is part of the Aquaculture group. Okay, and its goal is the continuous innovation and application of scientific and biotechnological knowledge in a sustainable agriculture model. Then my colleague Jose Ramon will enter deeper on this area, okay, on the innovation strategy. But just say that we, as I said before, we are located in the south of Spain. We have facilities to do all this activity of 20,000 square meters and a laboratory of 2,000 square meters equipped with all the most advanced and specialized equipment and technology. And this was recent inaugurated in like 1.5 years ago. Okay, and there, well, we work in research and pioneering research projects. That's the one we are introducing today. And also we have a complete team of high qualified staff of the technicians, scientists, PhD students, all specialized on different areas. And well, and also part of our facilities is the experimental farm that we have, La Ñoreta. Well, we also test all our solutions on the field and then decide the effectiveness and it's worth it or not to continue working on this. Our innovation strategy is based on 4 pillars. Okay, the first one is our scientific and technical network. It's one of the reasons we are here today. We use it for experimental designs, genomics, proteomics, knowledge transfer, and as a project accelerator. Also, as I said before, we have 7 self-developed patents, okay, based on biotechnology, such as extraction and purification, technical ingredients, and exclusive active principles. The third pillar of the innovation strategy is the know-how on natural chemistry. As I said before, we have 20 years experience on this. And we have laboratories with the latest technology, screening of active substance, structural elucidation, and also we work using plant physiology. And the fourth pillar is the experimental and validation tests that give us the confidence, of all the research that we do. And we test the efficiency of all the solutions, biocontrol also. We have a bioclimatic chamber on the laboratory where that allow us to test all the solutions. And as I said before, also the experimental farm that we have. And I don't know, because I would like Jose Ramon to continue explaining the projects. He's the one that has the most experience on this, but he's not here, no? I think.
Of time, I think we'll proceed further and come back to you as well as to Kharkiv. Okay, so I'll now call on Dr. Rosa Chapela. I mean, we've heard of expertise on bioplastics, waste management and treatment. Now your expertise on bioeconomy, and now another area of important of interest between Spain and Southeast Asian countries is sustainable fisheries and aquaculture. And for that, I'll invite SIDMAR, the Marine Technology Center, Dr. Rosa Chapela, Head of Fisheries Socioeconomic Department, to share her expertise and views on how this collaboration could shape up in future. Thank you.
hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon for you, for our colleagues from Asia, and good morning from the other side of the world. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for us to participate today in this event. So thank you to the CDIT and to the Exam for organizing this event, and for allowing us, SEDMAR, to present our projects, our ideas, and our strategic lines for a further collaboration with potential countries in Asia. So the SEDMAR is a public foundation promoted by the Galician government, the Xunta de Galicia in Spain, and the Minister of Science and Innovation. We are located in Vigo, in Galicia, in the northwest of Spain. And although we are, which seems a regional center, we are collaborating at international level, and we are participating in different projects, different programs around the world, and the national and regional level also. We have, so far, we have developed around 350 projects and almost 200 contracts and services with public administrations, with the DG Mare, the European Commission, and other organizations at national and international level. Okay, only just to contextualize our reason of being, we are here in Galicia because we, as you probably know, we have a lot of, a big dependency of the fisheries and aquaculture activity. Our local communities are highly dependent of these activities. So we are in Spain, in Galicia, most of the 50% of the Spanish employment in fisheries and aquaculture. And in terms of vessels, we have a big number of vessels, almost 4,000 vessels in small-scale fisheries sector, and also in the coastal and distant fleet, and the long-distance fleet with more than 100 vessels fishing around the world. So besides, we have a big production on aquaculture, lots of marine education, marine research centers in Galicia, and a strong maritime and fisheries public administrations. So that's why all of these field of fisheries and aquaculture research, public administration, industry, etc., needs some center to put in common and to share the needs for funding and for presenting projects to develop the community, the fisheries communities, the industry, and the competitiveness in Galicia and Spain. So our board of trustees in SEDMAR is, as you can see, mainly the Xunta de Galicia, the regional government, but also the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food, the Ministry of Consumption, also the 3 universities in Galicia, the CSIC, the EO, Anfaco Secopesca, and Conchemar as the private companies. The mission of SEDMAR is working with all of the stakeholders, the industry, public administration, as I said, trying to get a more sustainable and competitive maritime and fishing sector. We work on these 3 axes: the circular economy, the blue growth, and the working for the sustainability, the economic, social, and environmental sustainability, all in this big new framework of the European Green Deal. So we try to boost for the research and innovation in all of the maritime sectors. We act as a meeting point, a meeting platform for in terms of institutional and interdisciplinary approach and research. And we work in terms of cooperation with administrations, with research centers, and with the maritime sector, all the industry. We have seven areas of activity: the control and management of the marine environment and resources, the technology of fisheries products department, the marine technology unit, the fisheries socioeconomic that I have the pleasure to coordinate, and the technology transfer and promotion department, also training department, and the international cooperation department, which is also important in this presentation today, because we are with our colleagues from the international cooperation department are working in different countries around the world. The strategic lines in research in terms of food, in terms of seafood and innovation, and the conservation of the ecosystems. We have the protection of the coastal and marine environment, fighting against marine pollution from land and ocean-based resources. We, as example, working with oil and chemical spill preparedness and response and mitigation, and also contingency plannings. With, for instance, examples of projects are Copol and Marenda project, which was a service working with countries in Africa, trying to establish plans of contingency for this, to try to avoid this pollution. The prevention and reduction of maritime litter, which is a hot topic also in Europe and abroad, and emerging pollutants also we are working. The second line is the sustainable management of marine resources, and specifically the management plans and tools, and especially the maritime spatial planning, which is also another hot topic now, and the environmental management of fishing and aquaculture. The other line, developed by our colleagues in the Department of Knowledge Transfer, is the knowledge transfer towards the broad community of marine and maritime stakeholders, and among other purposes, for the improvement of fish and shellfish resources management and production. And the examples of different projects in this line: oyster recover, cockles, the fish genome, the fish co, and seafood aid. So a lot of projects within the same line to improve this kind of production in Europe. We are also working on sectoral skills strategies, training materials and courses. We prepare courses and training the different stakeholders in the fisheries and aquaculture sector, and as example the MATES project. And the other line of activity is supporting marine technology development and the coastal observation as the key to understand the weather, the climate, and the marine ecosystems. And for example, the Raya Observatory in Galicia and Portugal. And we also work creating and expand the maritime knowledge. And in terms of fisheries socioeconomics, is the department that I'm working in. We work in terms of governance of fisheries and aquaculture. For instance, the project Aquavite, working for new ways of new products in Aquavite and the low trophic aquaculture species. The Climb Fish project that we will see later. The other line is the sustainable marine and maritime management, with different projects working in terms of the management of the fishery sector, the fishing sector, like for instance the Farfish project, where we are working for the sustainable agreements in third countries. And we are working also here with some experts from, in this case in Asia, in Chinese colleagues. And also strengthen the well-being in coastal communities, stakeholder engagement, and different economic impacts, marketing, competitiveness of seafood products, like the Prime Fish project, as we will see. And finally, new uses of marine byproducts and compounds with different projects, initiatives on macroalgae, uses and management of these algae. And in terms of international cooperation, I would like to underline, because it's important for in this session today, we are with this international cooperation department, they are development and implementation community-based aquaculture projects. The capacity building for fisheries and aquaculture research are improving fisheries and aquaculture governance through direct collaboration with local administrations. They are working with different local and regional administrations around the world and trying to develop activities and projects there. We are developing projects and services together with partners from 70 countries around the world. as you can see in the map. And some examples of 3 projects, but we have, as I said, more than 400 projects now. But for instance, the Aquapesca in Peru, to try to increase the competitiveness of the artisanal fishing and the aquaculture sector in Sechura Bay through institutional and organizational strengthening and the adoption of technologies and environmental sustainability. Also, another project in Namibia, in Africa, is the NAMIR3, to reinforce the National Center of Information and Marine Research in Namibia, supporting the decision-making process regarding fisheries management. And also in El Salvador, in America, is the Pesca Segura El Salvador, also to improve the technical and material capacities of the Salvadorian artisanal fleet to enable a safe and sustainable fishing activity. Well, talking about the two examples of projects, in this case, H2020 projects that we have developed with partners in Europe, but also with partners outside Europe. In this case, in Asia, we work with Vietnam. The Primacy project is already finished recently, try to improve the competitiveness of the European fisheries and aquaculture sector. We work here for the different companies, the seafood companies, to increase their competitiveness, to try to know how to sell better their products and how to be more competitive. So we count here, fortunately, with the participation of the Fisheries Economists Group from the University of Nha Trang in Vietnam. And the participation of these Vietnamese partners allowed for a more complete analysis of the sector by introducing the panga as a case study, this species, which is cultivated in Vietnam and which is a very interesting and great commercial success in Europe. So this project tried to tackle with the different and the main challenges that the seafood producers are facing nowadays. For instance, the increased competition from products from overseas, or the fluctuation and variation in prices of seafood products. Many new fish products fail on markets when they start and they launch a new product, or the producers are unable to meet the demands and expectations of the consumers, or an inappropriate regulations influence the competitiveness of the seafood producers. So we work in terms of market and consumers. We work with them, with market companies, with consumers, and to improve the competitiveness and economic performance of the companies. And we analyze the value chain relations. So the different case studies include the different species in Europe and Canada, and of course in Vietnam with the pangasius. So we try to help the fishing and aquaculture industry and different other stakeholders like policymakers to make better business decisions. And to do that, we developed a decision-making tool, which is available in this at the website, and that includes the panga-based products, and therefore is of greater relevance for Europe producers, processors, and consumers. So this decision support tool is available in the website, so you can try and you can use them. Prime Fish was focused on these elements with the competitiveness of the European fisheries and aquaculture sector, and the participation of the Vietnamese partners allowed for a more complete analysis of the sector, introducing the panga, and we carried out knowledge transfer task between the European and Vietnamese sectors by participating jointly in different events. For example, we the project visit the Viet Fish Trade Fair and improve the methodology, the work methodology, thanks to the Vietnamese researchers. We presented the project there, and we work with the group in Vietnam in the framework of this fair. And also the Vietnamese group had participated in the Prime Fish Summer School, took place in Bremerhaven in Germany, and talking about also the competitiveness and how to improve the seafood industry in terms of increasing this competitiveness. The other project that I would like, the second one, and I would like to show you is the Climate Fish project, also a Horizon 2020, is focused on the climate change, co-creating a decision support framework to ensure sustainable fish production in Europe under the climate change. The main goal of this project is to create, to develop this decision support framework, and for the validation and implementation of this framework, which includes among its guide tools to facilitate adaptation to climate change in the fishing and aquaculture sectors, a series of training exercises were carried out for the formulation of adaptation plans in a selection of 3 cases at the European level and 2 other cases outside Europe, including Vietnam. So we work in 3 sectors, in 3 different sectors: the sea fisheries, the marine aquaculture, and the lake and ponds. And we identify different ways to cope with the climate change in these areas, establishing the most suitable and the most appropriate actions for the policymakers and also for the stakeholders from the industry to cope with the climate change, to adapt their activity to the climate change. Okay, and the partners of the University of Nha Trang were collaborating also in this project with us, and were responsible for implementing this training process in Vietnam, which culminated in a conference in December in 2019, in which they presented the Climate Fish project and showed the steps to formulate adaptation plans applied to the tuna fishery. The event was attended by the stakeholders from the tuna sector and scientists from the University of Nha Trang, and also from the Vietnam Department of Fisheries. And they highlighted the need to apply mechanisms and support measures to fishermen in their activities, and appreciated knowing the European experience for the development of adaptation plans for fishing, specifically in the Can Hoa province. Sorry for my pronunciation. Okay, the participation of the partners of the University of Nha Trang allowed to value the work of climate fish in Europe, facilitating at the same time a greater knowledge of the experiences and needs derived from the impacts of climate change in Vietnam that contributed to enrich the contents and decisions support framework tools, expanding their usefulness and the scope of implementation. So these are the 2 examples of projects we have. We are developing more projects, and as the Farfish project and the Aquavite project they are H 2020 projects too. And now we are preparing some proposals for the next Horizon Europe. So we are eager to know more about you. We are eager to collaborate with other countries in Asia, of course. So, and we have now here, as we said, our Department of Cooperation, International Cooperation, also with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of experience to work with you in fisheries and in aquaculture and community in fisheries community development. So thank you very much. You have here my email, my colleague from the International Cooperation Department. So thank you.
Rosa, thank you very much for your explanations on your ongoing cooperation with ASEAN countries, specifically Vietnam. Now, going back to Aquaculture's presentation, Mr. Jose Ramon wanted to share a little bit more of their experience on working with Southeast Asia and specifically Thailand. So if you would like to take the floor, Jose Ramon.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Adrian. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for the technical problems. I'm going to try to do quickly. So, as my colleague Lucia said, in Aquaculture, we have created an innovation platform based on 4 pillars: discovery, patent. Are you looking at my presentation? No, right? No? Yes?
now.
No?
Yes.
No.
Yes, now.
Okay, sorry. Okay, and so I was saying that we have a pipeline of strategic projects and scientific network with universities, technological center, and startups to promote tech transfer and accelerate developments. Because at this time of great advances in biotechnology, together with important changes in market demands, it is absolutely necessary to join forces to be competitive. We also protect our knowledge with an IP strategy aimed at obtaining natural ingredients from plant byproducts. We have 7 patents that allow us to work with exclusive active principles from nature. Next, we work on knowing how our products act on a physiological level to optimize their formulation and application. Finally, we carry out efficiency test laboratories in a climatic chamber and our experimental farm. I'm trying to pass the. We are running more than 30 projects, but one of our most important one is Tenatur, which we are starting to run in collaboration with the Thai University Mai Fan Luang and with the Spanish Technology Center, with the most knowledge about horticultural crops, Tecnova. As you know, among the European Union, Spain is the main supplier of vegetable with an export value of approximately 5.4 billion euros a year. And horticultural crops are of great economic importance for us, and the main problem presented by these crops are due to diseases caused by pathogens. The ecological solution for these problems are very limited. In this regard, environmental respectful agricultural practice must be developed in order to minimize the application of pesticides and other chemical inputs. Our goal is to develop a natural product compatible with the protocols and regulation of organic farming, helping to mitigate the environmental impact, reducing soil and water pollution in order to promote a more sustainable agriculture frame in the zero waste line. In this sense, it's known that specks obtained from fungal are lethal against various pests. So we were looking for the new fungal isolated with the potential to fight insect pests. And we find the perfect technological partner in Tecnova, which will offer us support for activities related to efficacy evaluation of the novel bioinsecticides. And also Tecnova introduced us the proper knowledge partner, the research group of Professor Kevin Hyde from the Center of Excellence in Fungal Research, to provide us with an exotic collection of organisms with high efficiency to combat the pest. Finally, CDTI provide us with the necessary support and funding to help us face this challenge. Therefore, we are very grateful to our partners in this project, and we appreciate the great opportunity we have with this collaboration. These are the main activities of the project, but I prefer to pass to our strategic innovation lines. The first one is bioeconomy and health. We are participating in the Food for a Stroke project, also financed by CDTI. Within our economy and health line, we are working on new neuroprotective foods, and our role is to obtain antioxidant extracts from byproducts of the olive and subtropical crops of southern Spain. Most of our natural products for agriculture come from the valorization of byproducts, and it is a clear commitment to the circular economy. In Aquaculture, we are practicing this way of working since our beginning. Biocontrol is another or main line of research for us, where the Nature and herbicide projects are framed. With herbicide, we are doing or developing a natural zero result herbicide. We are also directing to PhD students focuses on obtaining a new generation of biostimulants from microorganisms. We are really interested in new process with microorganisms. Finally, we are also interested in Industry 4.0 projects with hydroponic or bioponic crops. Today, I want to say that collaboration is in our DNA, and we will be delighted to talk about new projects. Here you can see some of our technological offers and requests. We are always moving forward, and we are open to collaborate with research group, other companies, or technological center. We are really into extraction processes and technologies, and we want to move on in microbiological process. Thank you very much for your attention, and a special thanks to CTI for inviting us to this meeting and helping us to be more competitive with the support of our innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jose Ramon. So now we're just leaving behind the research and innovation cooperation segment of the event and moving on to examples in the participation of representatives who are part of research mobility exchanges or academic exchanges with ASEAN academic and research communities. And I would like to call on Dr. Felipe Bravo to share from the University of Valladolid, Director of Research Institute for Sustainable Forestry Management and President of the Spanish Society of Forest Sciences, to share his views on what they have done so far with Vietnam in forest management and what other areas they would like to pursue further with ASEAN. Thank you.
So I'm a professor at the University of Valladolid. I teach and I research on forest management. And today I will show you just a little bit about University of Valladolid, then our previous experience in Southeast Asia, our experience in bioeconomy research and training, some products and technologies that we develop from the research to the market, and finally a set of our partners, most of them spin-off and companies that born at the University of Valladolid. So first, you have to know that University of Valladolid is an old university, one of the oldest universities in Spain, but at the same time, it's a very innovative university, highly ranked in some of the topics that are important to bioeconomy and the topics that bring us today together. So we have a permanent mission in Vietnam, located in Hanoi, but it's devoted to work for the whole Southeast Asia. Also, we have a special dedicated web page where you can see all our experience. Between our projects, we have the project bioecon.eu. This is a project to develop a multidisciplinary master science curriculum jointly with universities in Vietnam, 3 universities in Vietnam in the area of Hanoi, plus 3 universities in Europe, 1 from Finland, 1 from Germany, and we from Spain. The idea is to develop learning material, disseminate best practice, and involve local and regional stakeholders, including the use of forests in a sustainable manner to foster bioeconomy and the sustainability of the ecosystems. From this work, we developed a 2-year master program focused on big data solution for forest-based bioeconomy and sustainability with the Vietnam National University of Science. Under this program, the students can study 1 year in Vietnam plus a 2nd year in Spain and get the full skills needed to address the use of big data for forest-based bioeconomy and sustainability. Also, we adapted our support system for simulation of sustainable forest management alternative to Vietnamese and included some equation and some models for Vietnamese forests. Some of them comes from also other countries in Southeast Asia. The platform is called C14. We are working also in exploring forests. We have a tool that we use linked open data with data from Spain and Portugal, but now we are working with data from the National Forest Inventory, and then we plan to expand that tool to the Southeast Asia, that it will be useful for the conservation and sustainable use of the forest. With our colleagues for our company, our spin-off at the university, we develop different alternatives, for instance, in the field of applied forest biotechnology with fungi and their application, from metagenomic and sequential analysis services to detect and quantify forest disease or new products on the basis of fungi. Also, work with restoration, data management, or wood technology to work to develop services and tools adapted to the local market. In that case, with Agresta and CC4. Finally, recently we start alliance with a company that is who was a branch in Singapore. It's Singular, that is a Spanish IT company, and we work together to foster the ecological and digital transformation through this initiative that we call a Smart Global Ecosystem, and where we apply artificial intelligence and environmental data science to promote sustainability. Finally, we have the opportunity to deliver knowledge through this spin-off in a fair and trust business intelligence to anyone that needs to know different markets. Here in the last slide, you can see my contact, but also the contacts of our office in Hanoi, Ruben Saurnil, who also is present in that session. In that mails, you can reach us for any question or any query can arise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Felipe, for sharing not only the academic collaborations that you already have with Vietnam, but also how your university links up with the industry and tries to, work with spin-offs of the same university and, venturing into more applied and more close to market projects. And last but not least, I would now like to call on Dr. Daniel González Ale from another of the leading universities from Spain, the Autonomous University of Barcelona, to share his experience on an MSc RISE project that they have been coordinating from the Autonomous University of Barcelona with Southeast Asian organizations. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Adrian, for the presentation. So, well, good morning and afternoon to everyone, and many thanks to the CDTI and ASEAN for inviting us to participate in this great session. I'm going to introduce a little bit the Autonomous University of Barcelona. And well, it is a public university that works towards the excellence in all of its areas since 1968. The UAB is ranked in the 157th position by the World University Ranking, being the 69th in Europe and establishing itself in the top 3 of the best universities in Spain. And it has developed many areas of knowledge and expertise, creating up to 57 departments and 43 research institutes along its history. Nowadays, nearly 5,000 people works there, which is divided 50-50 between into teaching and research staff and administrative staff. And then in terms of research and development, we count on 68 different PhD programs with nearly 5,000 PhD students enrolled. And in terms of national and international research and development projects, we participate in more than 300 projects, generating up to 4,050 SCI publications. Among all the departments in the UAB, I'm focusing in our department, the Department of Chemical, Biological, and Environmental Engineering. And at this time, we're about 135 people working here, being a 50% of the staff early stage researchers who are doing their master's and their PhD thesis, and the other 50% is teaching staff, with counting also with some administrative and technical staff in the department. Our department is composed by mainly 6 different multidisciplinary research groups, the ones that you can see here in the list, who work on different fields such as environmental engineering, waste treatment, biotechnology, and sustainability. Moreover, apart from the department, 3 different spin-offs have been developed up to date, which work also on the areas of environmental technology and biotechnology, aiming at transferring knowledge and technology from academia to the industrial sector. And finally, up to 70, to put a number, up to 70 SCI articles were published last year from the different projects and research agreements with private companies and public in which the department is enrolled. Finally, and as coordinators of the Horizon 2020 RISE project that I will quickly present later, and as member of the research group, I want to quickly introduce the research group on biological treatment and valorization of liquid and gaseous effluents, which is called the GENOCOP. And our goal is to understand, design, and develop innovative biological treatments for urban and industrial wastewaters and polluted off gases from a strong engineering approach of either continuous and batch systems, and aiming at transferring our research to the productive sector. So as I mentioned, we are now coordinating an Horizon 2020 project from the MSCA Research and Innovation Staff Exchange Program. And this project is entitled Recovering Carbon from Contaminated Matrices by Exploiting the Nitrogen and Sulfur Cycles, with the acronym RECYCLES. And this project started in January 2020, initially with a duration of 48 months, what has been extended 18 months more due to the COVID-19 impact. And 8 institutions from 5 different European and non-European countries create the project consortium, in which today I want to give emphasis to Thailand's Prince of Songkla University participation. To give a little bit of context of the project, I want to comment the main or the principal objectives of the recycles, which can be somehow divided into the more scientific ones and the ones aiming to enhance networking and mobility activities. Scientifically, the project aims to enhance waste treatment processes in terms of sustainability for wastewaters and biogas treatment, as well as to shift from non-environmentally friendly technologies towards optimal processes, giving priority to energy and resource recovery and resource optimization, with the final of working in a circular economy environment. But on the other hand, and due to the nature of the MSCA RISE program, we also aim to create an interdisciplinary and intersectoral collaboration network between academic and industrial partners from Europe and non-European countries, as well as to facilitate and increase researchers' mobility, and finally to enhance knowledge and technology transfer between partners and stakeholders participating in the project. So among many other specific tasks comprised in this project, there is a specific case of great interest of collaboration with Prince of Songkla University in Thailand. So Thailand is one of the biggest rubber producers in the world, together with other countries from the Southeast Asia. And from the industrial processes involved in the production of latex, a highly wastewater is obtained. And generally, the treatment processes applied to it are somehow high in resource and energy consumption, just obtaining from it a biogas to be used for electricity production at its best. So the idea to work on together here with Prince of Songkla University is to develop a new environmentally friendly and circular strategy to treat this wastewater in a way that resources and energy are properly exploited. So this can be done by integrating different innovative biotechnologies to eliminate the organic matter from this wastewater by generating a biogas through an anaerobic digestion process, the reuse of the nitrogen to convert the hydrogen sulfide present in this biogas into biosulfur, so obtaining an added value product. And finally, somehow cleaning this biogas by using hydrogen to generate biomethane, which at the end is a much more interesting product than biogas, as it presents a higher energy potential. So with this circular strategy, this wastewater can be treated and even exploited to generate valuable products at the same time that resources and energy consumed are decreased. So having this specific scenario in mind, different routes of collaboration between European partners in the project and the Prince of Songkla University as Thailand representative come across. And first of all, taking profit of the project model and nature, which enhances somehow mobility, different research stays will be performed from Prince of Songkla University students into UAB and vice versa to study the processes involved in the innovative strategy that I was explaining before. Also, a collaborative route between both universities has been created in the sense of co-supervising international PhD thesis, what pretends to create a long collaborative relation between both institutions, as well as to help the development of the Recycles project in this specific research line. And now to end up, I wanted to comment and show some research topics that raise interest between the different research groups in the Department of Chemical, Biological, and Environmental Engineering of the UAB for possible future collaborations and interaction with Southeast Asia institutions. And first, in the field of environmental engineering, there are different research interests, such as the increased energy recovery through biogas upgrading, the monitoring and reduction of odors and of gases, the fact of engineering urban wastewater treatment plants to become energy positive facilities considering resource recovery, the production of bioplastics from wastes through environmentally friendly processes, and the use of bioelectrochemical systems for energy production. And on the other hand, in the industrial ecology field, the promotion of urban-rural governance to transform food systems and the reduction of CO2 emissions in the construction and agricultural sectors by combining energy sharing and local food production. So well, until here our presentation, and here you have the contact for the project coordination and my contact as well in case you have any doubt or comment. And well, many thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for sharing what you're doing from the Biological and Environmental Engineering from the UAB, the Autonomous University of Barcelona, with Prince Songkla University in Thailand under the Embassy Arise program. Just a quick feed from my side, because like as DGCDTI was not able to participate due to a technical glitch, at least he wanted me to share with the audience a few data that will kind of like set the frame of why we are promoting the collaboration with Spain and how competitive and how excellent are the research and innovation stakeholders of Spain in several programs. So in Horizon 2020, Spain ranked, as per the latest results of the European Commission, 4th largest recipient of EU funding, only after Germany, UK, and France. Basically, a total of 11,000 entities participated so far in more than 50,000 proposals. The return rate of Spain out of the program was around 10.1% out of the total EU 28 participating countries. So I'm just sharing this data to put in value that, I mean, collaborating with Spanish research institutions, it's kind of a way of really being part of European consortia and also being part of entities that are getting a good return out of the program, because the program in the end is a competitive R&D funding program. In terms of leadership, Spanish entities, even scored better. Spanish entities coordinated a total of 940 projects in Horizon 2020, with 16.5% out of the total projects coordinated by EU 28 countries. So 10.1% was the return that Spanish companies, the institutions got from the program, and 16.5% would be the total number of projects that Spanish institutions coordinated under Horizon 2020. And specifically in the topics of food, bioeconomy, natural resources, and agriculture, the topics relevant to this webinar, these are in fact the areas where Spain has been a leader in Horizon 2020, occupying the first position in terms of participation, coordination of projects, return, and number of projects. In bioeconomy, there were 63 initiatives coordinated by Spain, 14% of all the initiatives coordinated under Horizon 2020. And grants, this translated into 279 million euros for Spanish research and innovation entities. And the other area that also relates to this workshop, resource efficiency and environment, there were 41 initiatives coordinated by Spain, 22% out of the total EU 28 initiatives. This translated into 147 million euros in grants. And with all this, simply I would like to thank you, all the organizers, the audience, for your interest, and the speakers for their contribution. There's been a good level of exchange, good level of contacts, and hopefully this may translate into new partnerships. Post-session, we will send a link to all of you where you could review and download the presentations and the contacts of all the speakers from Spain on this panel. And just a quick note on what are the different schemes, funding arrangements, or ways through which you could channel your collaborations with Spanish institutions. Well, number one, and the main purpose of the whole event was to make it coincide with the launch of Horizon Europe. So there'll be a good number of opening calls under Horizon Europe that will be launched very shortly. And this could be a way through which you could enhance your collaboration with Spanish research and innovation partners. All ASEAN researchers, except those from Singapore, at this stage are in principle eligible for automatic funding from the European Commission. But this does not apply to the Mobility and Pillar of Excellence Science, the MSCA and ERC, where Singaporean entities, as well as the rest of the ASEAN entities, will be eligible for funding. So ASEAN and Singapore for mobility and research excellence, and for research and innovation cooperation, all the other countries part of the ASEAN, except Singapore. But there are other sources as well. There are other schemes at bilateral and multilateral level you could leverage on. These would be more on innovation partnerships, co-developments, experimental development, and innovation projects. And for that, you have multilateral schemes such as Eureka. In the case of Singapore, Singapore has just joined the Eureka network as an associated country. So there are a good number of opportunities through which programs and calls to which you would be able to collaborate with Singaporean entities in future, and Singaporean entities with Spain, because Spain is part of the Eureka network, or the EU Southeast Asia Joint Funding Scheme for Research and Innovation Cooperation. Spain is part of this scheme, and a good number of Southeast Asian countries are also part of the scheme. And the good news is that there is a recent call which was launched in food sustainable production and on the EUREX's website and on the EU Southeast Asia website, you'll be able to find more information on this and what are the eligibility rules and the funding conditions and so forth. And besides the multilateral channels, you also have some bilateral schemes that CDTI has been gradually putting in place with different countries in the ASEAN region, mainly with Thailand, with Singapore, and with Malaysia. And for further guidance, I would just basically tell you to get in touch with us, drop us a line on asean@cdti.es, because there we will not only be able to guide you on what is the best funding arrangement available for you to channel proposals in collaboration with Spain, but also we could help you for, like tech scouting. We could help you to identify first-rate partners in Spain that could really add value to the co-development project ideas that you could have in mind. And with all that, I think, Jenny, if you allow me, we have very little time left, but we will open this 10 last minutes for Q&A in case any of the members of the audience would like to post any question on the chat.
Yes, there's one question, Adrian. It's for Dr. Rosa Setmar. Great presentation and great work from Setmar. Is there any plans to expand cooperation beyond Vietnam in ASEAN countries, and where is the priority if so?
Okay, yes, thank you very much. I was writing in the, because it's not possible to answer in the question and answer box. So thank you, Avegu, for your question. Yes, specifically, okay, we have not yet a specific plan to expand in the ASEAN countries, but we are open to collaborate with these countries in the next Horizon to Europe program, for instance. And of course, and if the call adapts to our capacity and also to explore and to your needs and your capacity also, we are open to include more partners from those countries, of course. And also we wanted to explore synergies and collaboration activities with those countries to reinforce always the fishing and aquaculture in those countries. Yes, it's definitely. Thank you.
Adrian just sent it through WhatsApp. Maybe for all of the speakers still here with us, what would be the best way to contact you, and what would be the best way to convince you that they are the partners that they are looking for?
I don't know if I actually got the question right, but basically, well, what we will do post-session, as I mentioned, is we will share the link, a WeTransfer link with all the presentations of all the speakers, and there you'll also find the contact details. So one of the ways would be to directly get in touch with those who are more in line with your research lines or your research interests. Another thing could be to just drop us a mail on asean@cdti.es. And there, we, as an institutional actor, part of the Ministry of Science and Innovation, we could help you to link up with other partners from Spain that could be perhaps more in line with what you're seeking. Because, I mean, we have addressed a good number of topics, but eventually, or perhaps we might not have touched upon specific feeds that I have seen on the chat. So we're also open to, besides, providing guidance and funding mechanisms, also to help you to reach out first-rate partners from a research as well as from an innovation level from Spain. So do not hesitate to get in touch with us. I don't know if any of the other speakers would like to add something on this.
Yes, we have. You have our contacts details. So if you need something from Setmar from here in Spain, we can forward to our colleagues, the other departments, depending on the topics. But we are open and looking forward to collaborate with you, of course. Thank you.
Hello. As Felipe Bravo introduced, my name is Ruben, and I'm based in Hanoi, Vietnam. So yes, shortly we have facilities, we have a network, and hopefully whoever of the actors in Spain, either Southeast Asia, that would like to networking and somehow partner with us, we are more than happy. And just waiting for your ideas, your proposals, and we are flexible. And as Felipe said, we don't walk alone. Thank you.
I don't know if you would like to refer to the H2020 ASEAN event, as well as to the event that you're organizing on the frame of the Southeast Asia European Joint Funding Scheme, because those are other webinars that could be of interest to a good number of the members of the audience.
Yes, the JFS is now unfortunately completely full, so we cannot open that anymore. But on the 28th to the 30th of June, and we will be sending this information also for those who registered for this event. So don't worry about that; you'll get all of the information. We will have the launch of Horizon Europe, and of course CDTI, and most of the Spanish institutions that are represented here will be with us as well. So yeah, just look out for that. But there's only 4 minutes left, so I'll take this, if you don't mind, I'll take this time, Adrian, to thank you, CDTI, and the Embassy of Spain in Singapore for the support, and of course all of the institutions, the Spanish institutions that are represented here. It has been a very rich discussion. I am excited to put this all together as well and make sure that this will be also in our YouTube channel and website and the other social media platforms. So thank you so much, Ariel.
I've seen a last question popping up on the chat. It's from Abu Majid, sharing a query on the MOU or MOA. I think he's, Mr. Abu, you're referring to the consortium agreements that normally are jointly submitted with the bilateral proposals or the international cooperation proposal as well. You could drop us a mail if you want. I mean, it really depends on the program. I mean, Horizon Europe would have its own templates, and under the bilateral programs, there are simpler versions of those consortium agreements. When it comes to the bilateral programs, what I could say is that normally there are simpler versions of the consortium agreements under Horizon Europe. And basically, it is up to the parties to, decide on how they want to go about the IPR, the commercialization of the R&D results of the project, and so forth. And we do have some templates and samples that we could share with you in case it is required. So if you have further queries, we can take this conversation over email. And there is another question from Mr. Sudarshan. Have a general idea in my area? Collaboration things. Please, yeah, do so. Drop us a mail. We'll have a look at what is the technical expertise your organization brings to the table, and what is the complementary expertise that we need to, match with yours in order to, look for a meaningful collaboration. Thank you.
So I think that's it. Thank you so much to everybody once again. For all the attendees, we will be in touch in the next days. I think Adrian will be coming back in a bit, but just to thank you in behalf of Euraxis ASEAN, we look forward to, here he is, he's back again.
Yeah. So thanks to Euraxis ASEAN, number one, because you've been hosting the event and helping us with all the logistics and the dissemination. Thanks to the speakers, thanks to the audience, thanks to the embassy, and thanks to CDTI, Ministry of Science and Innovation Spain. Hope you have found the session of interest, and what we believe is that this is just the starting point. It's not a dead event. I mean, the things do not die over here. This is just the starting point to take things forward, and we're there to accompany you during that journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night, have a good afternoon, and
good night
care.
In ASEAN.
Thank you.
Good afternoon here.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you to all presenters. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.